Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to Explain 12. Today, we are testing out the Flight Factor 777-200 on its inaugural flight on the channel from here in New York JFK back home to London as British Airways 12 Kilo. We're going to be cruising at 340 initially. I'll try and get it up to 370. There are some known bugs with the 777 at the moment, mainly LNAV and VNAV problems, but the aircraft should be okay to get across the pond back home to London today. Flight time in the region of 6 hours and 10 minutes, departing off 04 left and arriving on 09 left at Heathrow. Winds are okay here, a bit blustery, but it should be alright to get out and back home. There are some thunderstorms in the UK that we'll be heading into when we get there. So let's jump into the flight deck and get this aircraft set up, ready to go back home to London. So we are with GPU power, and I've got all these screens on. It does take quite a while in the 777 Flight Factor. We'll go to simplified loading. We'll jump into the sim brief, and we'll add a bit of extra fuel just because the thunderstorms are causing a little bit of a problem over Heathrow. And then we'll do the nice little thing over here where we can have the load sheet on our little clipboard, and we'll jump into the overhead panel, and we'll get the overhead panel completed. So we'll do all that. I don't know why. I mean, it depends on the preferences, but I don't think they would usually press half of these buttons. I think they would always be on. So it's okay though. We'll just have to do the rest of that. So this scenery is by NIMBUS JFK. It's really good. It's a bit heavy on frames, but I think that's more to do with X-Plane. Since the new version 1.2, I think, is out, I've been having some stutters occasionally with loading into stuff, and when I'm changing the camera quickly, it does have a bit of quite a nasty stutter. So I'm sorry if that does get annoying. Shouldn't happen too much. It's just when I'm changing cameras. The frames are quite rock solid when I'm sort of in like looking out the window, for example. We'll go departures now. 04 left is our departing runway. Just looking at the SID, it's the Merit 6 via put. And I don't know if this is realistic as well, but you have to direct yourself to the first waypoint. It's really weird. And then to which? And to Alex. And there's the ground staff or cabin crew trying to get to us. Then we're jumping on an airway to Joppy. Now we're going to start our NATS track. So I believe we're on the middle NATS track today. Quite strong winds actually. Well, not actually strong winds, it's a bit strange. We've not got much of a tailwind today, so that's why it's taken us 6 hours and 10 minutes. I did a little test sector the other day and it took me 5 hours and 27 minutes to get across the Atlantic, so that was a nice tailwind pushing us. But today it seems we don't have much in the tailwind department. Dogle is the end of our NATS track over Ireland. So the routing today is going to take us sort of northeast out of JFK up past Boston. We'll be exiting land over Newfoundland, arriving straight over Ireland, exiting to the Irish Sea over Dublin, and then descending over Birmingham down into London. We're going to be on the Nugra, which I'm just popping in now. Arrival via Bravo November. November is the one that we usually take on the Nugra 1 hotel, and that all matches up nicely there. Now we'll have a quick look in a second at the flight plan. That for some reason, I don't know why, if it's still the same, it doesn't draw the magenta lines properly on the arrivals. I've got it up to date, so this is beta version 2.24, which is the newest update as time of recording on the 21st of September 2024. But yeah, the magenta lines don't line up usually, so we get the flight directors on now. The NUGRA one, so after Bravo November, we'll have a look now. It will take you sort of towards the airport and then on a downwind, and the downwind legs they're all a bit over the place. See, it doesn't draw them properly. But the only problem is the aircraft follows the magenta line, not what is actually programmed in the FMC. So I'll let it on arrival, I'll let it carry on with the LNAV, and I'll show you that it'll overshoot turns, and then it won't follow LNAV after. That is a little bit of a bug, and it does get quite annoying, especially if you're trying to do an RNAV arrival. I did one the other day into one of the I think it was Antigua, and it was it Antigua? Might have been, and it was very
Pre-flight
choppy
please.
on arrival.
Oxygen. Tested
So get rid of
100%.
the
Tested
checklist.
100%.
Flight instruments.
Set.
Checklist complete.
Before start.
MCP.
So we'll leave that for a second. We don't need the MCP done. And we'll go into the airport maps. And we're in this little cove here. We'll be taxiing down onto Alpha. We're down crossing that runway there, and then we'll go full length. I'm going to be using the performance calculator on SimBrief because the one in the EFB does not work. It gives you V speeds that are so strange and random, and temperature. I'd also recommend, if you are flying this aircraft, I don't know if you guys have had the same problem, you have to go full maximum takeoff thrust TOGA. Well, you're going to go TOGA anyway, but you can't derate it or the climb, because then it won't get you to your cruise altitude. It's really strange, so you have to go full temperature. So I'm just checking, so it's zero fuel weight today is 173.8, so I'll pop that in, 173.8. Reserves of 5, cruising at 340 initially, and then 100 is the cost index, and then thrust limit. So I'm going to use my perf calculator that I've got on my SimBrief app. So we are a 777-200ER here, and we are departing KJFK on runway 04 left. Yeah, and our weight is 173. That's our zero fuel weight. I need the takeoff weight, which is 224.4. Calculate. Lovely. Okay, so it tells you to go to a D rate of 2 with an assumed temperature, but we can't, because if you go a D rate, it'll take off, but then the climb, you need full climb power, so you won't get you up to your full cruise. It's really weird, the VNAV. Sometimes it is really broken. It will climb you up to about 31,000 feet, okay, and then after that it'll just limbo between 31 and 32,000 feet. So hopefully today it takes us straight up to 34. And 152 on the speed there, that all matches up, that's okay. It'll be quite a quick departure out of here as well, because we're going full takeoff and we're not that heavy for a 777. We're going to be rocketing out of here. 04 left. We're going to go full length as well. Let's get Avitab up and check the airport. It's gusting 22, but I don't believe it explains weather sometimes. And it's 3001, broken at 250, 22. It's quite hot down here as well, actually. It is a really good aircraft flight factor, and I do enjoy flying it. It's just that they do really need to sort the bugs out. Oh, you might actually be windy because the engine's windmilling a lot. Yeah, they do need to fix. I know it's in beta, but they do need to fix how I'm having been because it is getting a bit ridiculous now. You know, you pay $100 basically for this aircraft, and you can't do a lot of flying in it. I mean, I wouldn't trust it
I think we are ready for the briefing.
on anything
Do you
longer.
agree?
Let's do the briefing then.
Yes.
Pre-flight is complete, the instruments are set and indicating correctly. The flight plan has been programmed into the FMS, and the MCP has been set.
I will go through my list. Please follow and confirm. The departure airfield is?
John F. Kennedy International.
On the SID we will depart with flaps 5 following our standard procedure.
I do affirm, and so it is set in the FMS.
Please confirm the runway to be used.
04 left.
The cruise altitude for today will be?
Flight level 340.
And the speeds are set?
V1 136. Today our VR will be 143, and V2 152. The departure is set in the FMC.
Please follow the MCP with me.
The MCP is set for departure. Our initial heading will be 360,
What is our destination for today?
London Heathrow.
Do you feel we have any special risks today?
Just a note about our takeoff weight, it is higher than our maximum landing weight.
Anything else?
No additional points to make.
Thank you. Continue please.
In case of any emergency before 80 knots we will abort the takeoff. Above 80 knots we will only abort for a serious issue, engine fire or loss of directional control. In case of such issue below V1, we will abort the takeoff, apply maximum braking and stay on the runway. In case of an issue above V1 we will continue with single engine departure procedure. I will handle the controls and you will help me with the procedures. Any questions?
All is good, sir.
Right, so it looks like the briefing has been completed and everything's okay. I just added some fixed rings in there and starting the APU now, just so when we start our descent I can sort of see if the VNAV's been okay. Right, I think that's basically it. So just get ready for pushback. It's a pain to get in contact with the ground staff and stuff. So what I'll do now, guys, is I'll leave you here and I'll get back to you when we're all ready for push and start. So the tug is about to connect itself. We are fully ready. All the hydraulics are
Okay,
pressurized.
all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Pushback is ready for us. So let's get going. Yeah, the sounds in this aircraft when we start the engines are really nice as well. A lot better than the PMDG 777 sounds. It does this cool thing as well when you the fuel's thrown into the engines. It shakes the plane. Now I have been on the 777-200 and it is quite loud. I don't think it shakes as much as it makes out, but it is a very powerful engine. So we'll start them in sequence anyway. We'll go right to left.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
We will do.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Right, let's get this show on the road.
Of you go. Best of luck on your trip.
Thank you.
We'll start engine number 2. Oh.
Before start.
Let me just clear this.
MCP
Set.
Got to do it.
takeoff speeds.
Set.
There you go.
CDU pre-flight.
Engine starting
Completed.
nicely anyway.
Completed.
Trim.
Set.
Taxi and takeoff briefing. Completed.
Completed.
Checklist complete.
There you go. That's that vibration and the noise as the fuel gets thrown into the engine. It is quite nice actually.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Set parking brake.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
And that's engine number 2. So we'll start engine number 1 now. And we'll throw the fuel in. Lovely. And we'll disconnect the tug. And that's engine number 1
Tow is
starting.
disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Oh, it's doing that weird thing with the cameras again, yeah. So strange. There you go. And then the cockpit disappears. It's so broken. Oh well. So it looks like engine 1 has started nicely anyway. So, flight controls. Flaps 5. And we'll trim to 425. Full right, neutral, full left, neutral, full forward, neutral, back. Neutral, full left on the rudders, neutral, and full right on the rudders, neutral. All flight controls are free and correct. We'll get the person to arm the doors.
Yes,
Doors to armed mode, please.
all doors are armed now.
Lovely. Okay, so we are ready to go. Let's do the overhead panel scan. So, APU off, taxi light on. That's all that needs to be done up there. Clear the parking brake. Do a little brake test. That works. Make the
Before
checklist
taxi
go in.
checklist.
Anti-ice. Set.
No, we don't have that set. Is it? Yeah, we have to put it on auto, don't we?
Recall. Check.
Recall checks.
Checked.
Flight controls. Check.
Checked.
Ground equip.
Before takeoff
And we'll
checklist.
clear the checklist. That's everything
Checklist
complete.
complete.
And we'll taxi. It's a bit of a long taxi, so what I'll do, guys, is I'll leave you with a bit of a time lapse, and I'll see you in about 5 minutes when we are on 04 left. Welcome back to the flight deck. We have all the lights on now and we are ready for departure. So let's get going. We've got all the lights on.
Clear left.
Clear right.
The TCAS is on and all the everything's set up in the FMC and on the MCP.
Approaching 4 left.
So it's going to be quite a fast departure today because we've gone full. basically full power. There's the RAS.
On runway 4, left.
Right. That's a nice line up. Spool them up. Stable. Forward pressure. Toe gap. Speed's alive. And up we go. Positive, right, gear up. Onto the flight directors now. It's really nice to hand fly though. That is one thing I do like about the flight factor, and we'll go direct merit. Goodbye JFK, there's New York in the background. Go flaps up position 1. What a pilot, come on now. Lovely. So yeah, that takeoff felt really nice. I've seen the videos about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and hopefully it's the same. They look good, but I just prefer X-Plane. The takeoff and landing is so much nicer. So, climbing out now. Go flaps up clean and say goodbye to New York, and there's LaGuardia. Taxi light can come off now, wing and logo. I'll go standard. Quite a high pitch up attitude, isn't it? It's got. Oh, forgot that the first officer side doesn't automatically switch over. Right, 310,000 now. Right guys, there's not much to do for the next 6 hours, so what I'll do is I'll leave you with some climb and cruise highlights, and I will see you in about 6 hours when we're descending into London. Hello and welcome back to Thunderstorm Dodging Simulator 2024. As you can see, we are trying to avoid these horrible cells around sort of the Midlands area. We haven't got too long left. We're over at 25,000 feet and descending. The reason I'm dodging these is because we're in X-Plane, and every time you go into a storm in X-Plane, you either get major icing and fall out of the sky, or it'll flip you upside down. So we're going to avoid them like the plague.
Notes.
But apart from that, the aircraft has handled the flight so far well. A couple of hiccups, like I said, on cruise. It went up to 340, and then there were some nasty storms over the Atlantic, and I went up to 370, and I had to go vertical speed because it wouldn't do it in VNAV. It kept trying to descend me in VNAV, so that was strange. But apart from that, it's been quite okay. And there's that nasty cell there. That really does not look very nice, does it? And I will say, actually, X-Plane with the new update, those clouds do look really good. It does look very nice. I did a test flight the other day in darkness at night. Well, there's some thunder and lightning, sorry. I did a flight in the night time, and it looks, when you fly through a cloud at night, it looks like you're going through like a Minecraft cloud. It's dreadful. It's really, really bad. Apart from that, X-Plane's alright at the moment. I'm looking forward to the new Tolis A330neo. I'll be getting that reviewing it for you guys as well. I'm sure you guys are as excited for the 330neo as I am. Like I said, I'll be reviewing it and doing some Virgin Atlantic ops out of Heathrow, definitely. That's what we really want to see. There hasn't been a good 330 for X-Plane, has there? They've got the default. But the default one's not very good. It's got really good sounds. They've got a mod for it, I think. Someone's done a mod. It's not that good yet, the mod. It doesn't really add much to it. They've promised a Zebo-ify it, if that's, you can call it that. No, we won't do that. We'll leave that for a second. Let's go direct to Bravo, November.
Before landing checklist.
And we'll go VNAV.
Speed rail now.
That does look okay there. It's handling that nicely. Go down to 3,000 now. We've avoided that storm quite well. Good aviating from us. And the scenery down here is Orbex True Earth British South and ORIGAMI-SIM Heathrow is what we'll be arriving into. I have got the landing rate plugin installed, so butter or go around is today's game. No, I'm joking, but I'll try and get a butter so it looks nice. I did a test flight. When I did my couple of test flights in this, I did get a couple of butters. It was quite nice, actually. It's nice to fly. In the wind, though, I did one horrible landing into Madrid, where I got like a minus 310 feet per minute landing, but that was my fault. I was too concentrated on the crosswind and basically forgot to flare it, and flared it at probably 15 feet instead of 30. And yeah, it wasn't the most comfortable of arrivals for the passengers, but we landed it, didn't we? So yeah, the scenery down there does look quite nice. The only thing I will say about it is it does cause me a lot of stutters occasionally. It's okay getting into Heathrow, but it's just if you go towards the London area any further, if you're doing a flight into City Airport, you will feel the performance. I mean, since version 1, my frame's been quite steady. I would say the only problem I've had is the stutters between switching cameras. So if you guys are thinking about getting anything in this video, I will say that everything you see is in this video is quite performance heavy. The flight factor it's good on frames, but it is really heavy. It's like every other flight factor product, so the 75, 76. If you can run those, you'll be able to run this. If you struggle to run the 75, 76, 320 by flight factor, you're probably going to struggle to run this as well, because it is really heavy on frames. So just the heads up there. And I know the timer in the bottom left does say 2 hours and 45 minutes. That's wrong. I did start the clock later. Me being silly, I started it halfway over the Atlantic crossing. Right. Everything looks okay. It's descending on VNAV okay. It says we're high, but that looks okay to me. Like I said, at the moment, with it being in beta, I really do not trust the VNAV and LNAV all that much. So I'd probably in a bit, when the speed and sort of altitude restrictions come in, I'm going to go vertical speed and do it myself. Just to be on the safe side, because there has been a couple of occasions where I've plugged in I've only been, 1,000 feet high or 1,000 feet low, and it'll dive or it'll pull up drastically to try and catch that altitude constraint. Like I said though, it is in beta, so I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. However, it is a full priced product, so if it doesn't work, I will say. It is descending quite nicely, handling it, I'd probably say very well. I'll go vertical speed now actually, because it looks like it's going to get us a bit too low in a minute. Steady that descent down, keep it on LNAV. Like I say, it's okay LNAV for now, and then when I did my test sector on the same arrival, just halfway through one of its turns it just carries on turning, because it follows the other magenta line. Right, 13,000 feet now. I'll just put the lights on just in case. I'll forget in a bit. And we're at 290. There's Milton Keynes down there. There's the MK Dons Stadium, and that's a nice view. I really like the effects that you get with X-Plane, sort of the mist coming off the wings and stuff. It is quite. Sometimes it is overdone, but it does look nice, and that just doesn't come native with the sim. There's no add-ons or anything for it. Really nice out there. Right, so I've selected order brake 3. That should get us off at the point I want us to. We're going to be, I don't know the stand number, but I want to park on the remote one next to the main terminal, because that's where I parked in real life a couple of years ago when I flew the 777-200 back to Heathrow from New York.
Landing gear.
No,
down.
speed brake, not landing gear, guys. It'll keep doing that. I just like to keep the checklist on so I don't forget. Oh, it's had a bit of a change of lighting. X-Plane. It does do that. It does get quite annoying how it changes the lighting like that. It's not a smooth transition. Yeah, I forgot about the speed, so. Just have a speed brake now. Yeah, it does look quite nice out there, doesn't it? Right. So, let's hope it does follow that magenta line over there. We'll go 135 final approach speed, so 6 knots above what it wants us to do, just to keep it an even number, so I remember it, 135. Turn the lights down now as well. Had all the dome lights on and everything for our Atlantic crossing because it was so dark in here. We're 800 feet per minute now. That's a nice view. I do like the 777-200 more than the 300. I like the wing, it looks nicer. I don't know why. Just holding 240 knots nicely now. On a Q and H, we'll go L nav again, and V nav, and we'll see. No, it wants to descend. Come on, what's he doing? It's adding thrust, so we'll stay at the speed brake. And here's our right turn. So it's done this okay so far. Yeah, it just doesn't draw them right, does it? That looks... They need to fix that, because that does ruin the long-haul flights. And of course they've got the pen that moves as well. Goes to all 3 spots. We'll have it in the middle for landing, for good luck. There's the airport straight in front of us. Go vertical speed in a second, I think. So it's keeping us quite nicely. But it's got us on a level segment now, actually. Go down a couple of 100 feet per minute. It's got us at G20 knots as well, which is just above the up speed. So we're 300 feet per minute now, actually. And we'll see what it does. Because this is the point from now when it went a bit funny. And there's the effects. That looks really nice. Look at that. Brilliant. Oh, looks stunning. Right, oh, so it's doing the turn okay at the moment. So it's doing this okay, which I'm happy about because this is when it went all wrong last time. actually doing it quite nicely now. You watch, I've said that it didn't do it right, and now it's going to show you all that it does it right. Oh, just luck, isn't it? So let's see how it handles this turn now. Well, in a second anyway. It should be okay now. If it's done the other one, it'll do this one hopefully. So it's going to turn left. I'm just going to get the heading ready just in case. I'll start sending a bit more. Go flat 1 down to 190 knots. And there's I like the motor whine that the thrust levers make. That's quite nice. Oh, it seems to be doing it okay. Start the speed brake. Yeah, now it's, see what I mean, it's overshot us, and then it was going to swing it back around again. It did exactly, so what it would have done, it didn't look that dramatic then, but it would have flown us, like it would have kept turning left and right and weaving in and out to try and hit that fix there. So we'll just pop it in heading select. Flat 5. Speed brake arm. It's diving there. Don't know why I only had it 900 feet per minute. What's it doing? Start our turn inbound now. Get some speed brake back out. There's flat 5. Flat 5 doesn't seem, I don't know if it's modelled correctly. It doesn't seem like the flaps are out enough. Just 1500 feet per minute to catch that glide slope. Approach, I've definitely missed that approach. Oh well, we'll see if it can realign itself with the localizer. Go flat 15 now. 150 knots. Well, messed up that, but let's see if the flight factor can recapture the localizer. It's a good test for it. You know, 2,000 feet per minute, so it doesn't level out. Do like the hydraulic whine though, that's realistic, and it does sound like that in the real aircraft, and that's nice. So hopefully it turns right, which it has done actually, yeah. So it looks like that's working, that's correct. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Stay the speed brake and arm it. Gear down.
Down. Flaps. Set.
Now that looks nice. With all the effects and stuff, that really does look nice. Flat 20. Flat 25. Bug 135 now, which is the flat 25 speed. I mean, we're going to go down to flaps full at that speed anyway. We are quite far out, but I just want to get the airplane to load down as much as possible. And there's full flaps coming out now, and that's modelled quite nicely. And the flapper rod is
checklist complete,
moving itself down as well. Nice. So that looks all good. It is pitching up and down a bit, sort of rocking forward and back. So everything's on, all the lights are on. I think it's time for a bit of hand flying. So let's disconnect the autopilot and let's see how it handles. Now I already know it's going to be a nice to hand fly because I've done it a lot, and it is really good to hand fly. And this is why I like X-Plane. It's really easy and nice to keep it on glide and on localizer. It's not too much artificial sort of turbulence. It's all smooth and as realistic as they can make it. And that is one positive I will give to X-Plane. So let's concentrate on this arrival. So I'm going to keep thrusting as well, just to show you that the auto throttle does flare and idle itself at 30 feet, which it should do. And there's RAS, of course, as you've just heard, and that does work. And it comes with the aircraft as well. Right, so let's concentrate. So it's handling it all quite nicely, keeping it descending.
400.
I'm not fighting with the aeroplane, it's quite smooth. It looks like it's rained here recently. Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
And a butter. Welcome down to Heathrow. That was nice. That felt really nice to hand fly. Speed brakes up, reverse is green, decelerating through 90 knots now. Stow everything and welcome down to Heathrow. That was good. So we'll get off at the next available exit. We'll basically taxi the way we've come, and we'll go into the stand that I parked on a couple of years ago. So we'll turn the APU on, get that all going. Lights can come off now.
Clear left.
Clear right.
Approaching 27 right.
And we've cleaned up the aeroplane, all the spoilers and flaps coming in now. Yeah, that felt really nice to fly. Flight Factory did a brilliant job with the flight model. I didn't trim it once, I kept it. The stick was basically a couple of left and rights, but it was quite nice to fly, that was. I'll see if I can get some replays in after we've parked up. I'll leave you with like a highlights reel, because I'm not going to promise anything, because it does crash the sim a lot of the time, the replay tool with X-Plane. Also, I'll say the exterior model that I've just shown you there is brilliant. It does look really nice. It's the only other problem I've had with Flight Factory is a lot of their aircraft, like 767, the proportions are slightly off, like the engines have looked odd, and the wings have been too thick or thin, or it's just strange. Anyway, this 777 looks brilliant. I'd still hold off on purchasing it though until it's full complete release. I just wanted to get it because I've been waiting for this aeroplane for, like I said, it's been 8 to 10 years in development. I've been waiting for this for a long time, so I just wanted to get my hands on it to fly it, but I would wait until everything's ironed out first before purchasing it. It is still a really good aeroplane though. I don't know why X-Plane does this a lot. It'll give me sort of stutters and it'll drop my frames. I'm just trying to see. The flight direct's off now. Throttle, yeah, it'll just drop frames for some reason. It's like I get high 30s most of the time. Like I'm getting at the moment 32 frames, which is fine for X-Plane. And then all of a sudden, just randomly, it'll go to like 15 for maybe 2 seconds. I don't know if that's because it's an old engine that's trying to pump in some scenery, but yeah, it's been doing that since the new update a lot. You don't really notice it a lot though. It's just when you're taxiing you notice it, or taking off. Right, so I think it's this left coming up. Yeah, so it is this left, and it's the first stand that you see on the left. Send the taxi light. I don't want to blind the ground crew in a second. Slow down the aeroplane, swing it round. Link 56.
Clear left.
Clear right.
Yeah, that was quite an enjoyable flight actually. I really enjoyed that. And this is the stand here. Swing it round again. Now we go outside, marshal ourselves in. And that'll do us nicely there. Parking brake is set, engines are dead. The beacon light can come off now. Passenger signs can come off. And welcome down to Heathrow. Doors can go back to manual.
Doors to manual mode, please.
Yes, sir.
And we'll get
All
some ground
disarmed and
services
checked.
attached as well. Oh, I need to call them, don't I? Yeah, so it might take a couple of seconds to get them their attention. Ground call. I think it's cool that they've got this modelled as well. This is quite nice.
Hello, this is the
So we're on remote, so we need some
Hello,
stairs,
sir.
buses, and some
We
GPUs and
require some
chops.
equipment.
Which, sir?
Passenger boarding stick.
So guys, thank you for watching today's video. Hope you all enjoyed that as much as I did. The 777 was good. I thought it handled it all right. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend it until it's fully out. I'll try and get some replays as well for the outro if it does not crash. But thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all again very soon in the next video.